Hi, I'm Kayla and welcome to Soul Power Yoga. Today I am excited to share this Vinyasa Flow class with you. You might just want to do it every day because it allows you to get a really nice, well-rounded practice to build balance, strength, and flexibility all in one. And it's just fun. So I'm excited to share this class with you today. And I wanted to say thank you for showing up, not just for yourself, but for everyone, because here on my channel at Soul Power Yoga, we are dedicated to using yoga as a tool to raise our level of consciousness. So because you're here, I know that that means at least one thing about you, one thing about you, and that is that you value personal growth and transformation. So let's get on the mat and start working on our own enlightenment. So we're going to start with our breath to tap into the present moment. When you get onto your mat, find a comfortable seated position and then close your eyes, drop the chin down gently, just a little bit lowered, and start to breathe normally, just noticing where the breath is in the body and how it feels to breathe today. Just bring your conscious attention to your breath. You're zeroing in on the quality of your breath at this moment. So if you've had a lot going on already or a lot to do on your list of responsibilities, take a deep breath into that and relax and let it go for now. Notice that right now, as you sit here and breathe, everything is just fine. Everything is okay. We're just simply sitting here and breathing. In this very moment, there's nothing else going on in your experience of the present moment. You can argue, well, there's a lot of things going on. And what I'm asking is to bring yourself out of and away from all the things that are going on in the past and the future and in your mind. So if you simply breathe and bring yourself into this moment, you will see that all you are doing is sitting here and breathing, and that's it. So bring your attention to that experience right here, right now. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth. Sigh it out. One last surrender breath. Ready? Breathe in nice and deep through the nose. And sigh it out. Okay, blink the eyes open, and we're gonna get started into some movement here. So bring the feet out, the legs apart, just like this. And you can take them out as wide as you feel comfortable in the hips and the inner thighs. And then you're simply gonna lean back on your hands and then take your knees over to one side. It doesn't matter which side you wanna start with. Okay, and then sit up, and you'll notice a change in the way that this feels in the hips, the stretch that you're getting, and simply breathe into this pose here as you turn towards that bent knee. And then to go a little bit further and deeper into this and turn it into a twist, you can start to walk your hands behind your back to the back of the room and lean downward, lean forward. Maybe you can even come down and onto your forearm. And open up your chest, bring your arm out to the side and up. Breathe into the ribs and open up the chest, the heart. We're going to sit up and then turn back to center. And then windshield wiper those legs, your knees over to the other side. Sit up onto your sit bone, the one on the one cheek. And then go ahead and bring your hands behind you, turn this into a spinal twist. So in the beginning of these yoga classes, I always like to warm up the spine in all directions. So that's twisting it and also to the side and forward and backward. So the front and the back of the spine as well. One more breath and then bring yourself out of it and back to the center. Take your legs out in front, and if you have a yoga mat, sit on your yoga mat, extend your legs out in front of you, shake the legs, shake the knees. Great. And then bring the feet to plant onto the mat and your knees close together. This is where we're going to stretch the back side of the spine now. So drop your forehead to your knees. And rest your hands on your shins. Let's take 2 more conscious breaths here, in and out of the nose. Close the eyes and allow the tension to slowly leave the back of the body, the neck, the shoulders, and the low back. Go ahead and lift your chin, your chest, lift up. Reach your arms out in front of you and then extend the legs. Slowly roll down. Use the core, hug the belly in to come all the way down slowly onto your mat. Okay, awesome. Reach your arms up overhead. Extend, reach, stretch through. Big deep breath in, and on the exhale, rise up. Keep the arms straight and peel off the mat. Awesome. Reach forward for your feet and forward fold. Breathe into the back of the heart. Deep breaths here. Let's do it together. Feet are either pointed or flexed, whatever you want to do today. Maybe a little bit of both. Okay, lift the chest, rise up. Okay, we're going to bring our feet in, come up and into a forward fold now. Take a couple deep breaths in this forward fold. Great. And then heel toe the feet out wide, turn your toes out wide as the mat, and then send your hips down so that you come into a Malasana squat pose. So Malasana is just squat in Sanskrit. So you're going to look something like this. Maybe you're up on your toes and your heels are lifted. Just depends on the flexibility in your hips and your legs. Hands to your heart center and press your legs apart with the back side of your arms. Okay, come all the way down onto your seat. Extend your right leg out in front of you. And then with this left leg, you're going to turn. You're going to place it down so that the foot is back behind, reaching towards the top of the mat or the back of the mat. It's all about perspective. Okay, so this is going to help us really stretch into the quad and the hip flexor. And you can be obviously at whatever angle suits your body best. So maybe you're sitting up for this stretch, or if you have some more room to stretch backward and it feels good, then go ahead and come all the way down on the forearms or even all the way onto your back. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. And take a moment to set an intention for your class, your practice today. Think about what it is that you want to work on for your own development as a person. and apply that to your practice on the mat so that you can take it with you off of the yoga mat. We're going to lift up if you're all the way down. Take that leg out, and then we'll switch sides. So now the right knee bends and bring your foot behind you. And slowly ease into this big stretch here. This is going to help us prepare the body for what we're going to do next. We're going to do this essentially standing up. I know it sounds a little crazy, but you'll see it's not really that crazy. And all we can do and ever ask of ourselves and of other people is the best that we can do, right? Let's take one more deep breath here. And then slowly lift up to come out of the stretch. Extend the leg out in front, shake out your legs. And then we're going to come onto hands and knees. Tuck the toes under, send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. So from downward facing dog, you're going to reach your right leg high to the sky and shift your weight forward into plank and step your right foot forward in between your hands. Place your back heel down and rise up, warrior two. So you can windmill your arms open because it's just fun and a little more fancy. And you're gonna look over the front middle finger. Check in with your alignment here. So the knee should be right over your ankle. And we tend to collapse inward. So engage your inner thigh muscles to press your knee more towards the outer edge of the mat. So from here, we're going to straighten out the front right leg, tilt backward into this reverse triangle pose. Big stretch in the whole length of the right side of the body. I really like this one. Make sure you're pressing down firmly through both of your feet, especially the outer edge of your back foot. And then from here, you're going to keep your front right leg straight, but lift up from the hips and your whole torso. Reach the arms up and down to the outside of your right leg. And this hand can go to your hip or to your low back. Open up your shoulder, press your chest forward, and bring the chin over that left shoulder. Look up towards the ceiling. It'd be cool if I could see the sky. If I had like a sky window, that'd be amazing. I'm just gonna imagine it instead. The power of the mind. Okay. So we're going to move into that pose that I said we were going to do where it might be a little crazy. So extend your left arm down, but don't be scared. Maybe just a little. No, you'll do fine. Okay, shorten your stance. And you're going to come up into standing split pose, okay? So press into the front right leg, lift off, and front splits can be here. That's great, that's fine. Or you can continue to extend, just depends on your flexibility, right? And then wherever you are, bend the knee and reach your right arm out kind of at an angle, like a diagonal from your right foot, so that you have a strong foundation to then reach your left arm up and maybe grab a hold of that foot. If you can't, that's okay. Just reach your arm back and you can practice this balancing pose. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And on the exhale, release the leg, take your hand down and step your left foot back behind you where it started. Lean into your left hand, turn towards your right thigh for a twist, reach your right arm up. And here's a little challenge pose for you for a side plank. So transitioning from this lizard pose, but we're like in a twist, you're going to take the outer edge of your foot, place it onto the ground, that left foot, and then take your right leg to meet it and stack it. So here we are in this in this side plank. You can keep your foot on top of it, or for a modification, foot in front. So we're going to move from this pose to Wild Thing. So go ahead and take your right leg back behind you and reach that arm up if that works for you today. Okay, deep breath in and exhale, bring the hand down, sweep your right leg over into plank and then lower down to the ground. Inhale, cobra or extended cobra. And exhale, lower the chest down, press up and back to downward facing dog. We're gonna do the left side now. I hope you had fun doing that one. I really enjoy it. I think it's a fun flow to do in the morning when you need an energy boost, or you simply have a lot of energy to expel. Okay, on the inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, hinge forward, step it through to the top. Take your back heel down, rise up, warrior two. Awesome. I'm going to switch so that you can see me a little better. Sorry about the lighting. It's a little dark over here where it's rainy and gloomy outside. Holding this warrior two, hug the belly in and up towards the spine. Have a nice upright position. Open up the chest and the shoulders and slightly squeeze the shoulder blades in toward one another as if you're wanting to hold a pencil in between the shoulders. Nice relaxed shoulder heads and a lot of energy through your hands and the fingers. Let's straighten out the front left leg, tilt backward. Nice big stretch here. And big full breaths always. We're going to sweep the arm up, spiral the right hand down. Take that hand to your hip. We're going to open up the chest and stretch a little bit deeper into this pose. So be mindful of the distance between your legs. Go to what feels manageable, but also to your edge, which is just to say, find the challenge that is a reasonable challenge for your body and your nervous system, because we want to downregulate the nervous system rather than turn it up. So we spend most of our time in a stress mode. So we don't want to stress ourselves out when we're doing the yoga. The yoga is here to benefit us. Okay, let's now sweep the right hand down, bend into the front left knee, spiral into your back toes, press firmly into your right hand, and then turn to twist. And from this twist, when you're ready, lower your back foot down so you're on the outer edge, or yes, that's the outer edge, and then come into your side plank pose here and hold. Maybe this side feels stronger or weaker. Just do a simple body mental note, a check-in with yourself, and we'll transition to Wild Thing. So the leg behind or in front, depending on what works for you. You could even take it to the outside, but this is more of your traditional Wild Thing here. On your next exhale, sweep your hand down for the leg to follow. Come into plank. Go through a vinyasa. So exhale, lower down to the mat. Transition into cobra or maybe even upward facing dog. Push into the tops of the feet. If you're doing this one, lift the chest. And exhale, lift up for downward facing dog. So you know what we forgot to do on this side was that standing split pose. So let's do it now. Lift the left leg high, step it forward and through, And then shorten your stance so that you can lift up into standing split here. Bend at the knee. Reach your left hand out far enough so that you have a solid foundation and so that you can lift off of that right hand to reach back, maybe for your foot. So just enough of a challenge goes a long way. Too much challenge, we get burnt out. It's not very good for us. No challenge at all, that's also not good for us. We become complacent and just don't grow. So what we're looking for is a nice in between. Great job if you're still holding it, and then slowly release the leg down, back behind you. And you know what we'll do is step this foot back and meet in downward facing dog. Let's take a couple deep breaths here. And let's close this standing session out by walking to the top in between your hands, coming into a forward fold. And on your next inhale, lift up into a halfway lift, a flat back, reach through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold one more time. And then bend at the knees, lift the chest and the heart, balance on the toes and bring your hands to your heart. Okay, go ahead and come all the way down onto your seat. Extend the legs out wide for a last stretch here before Shavasana. Reach the arms out in front, flat back, flex the feet and point the toes. So I have one more that I would like to do before Shavasana. That's to stretch the outer hips. So you'll thank me for this, because you're gonna like it. So onto the back, let's thread the needle is what we call it. So take your right foot over the left thigh and then draw your knee up and in toward the chest. Lengthen the tailbone to get the most out of this stretch, as well as press your right knee away from your chest. And you can use your hand to actually press your knee away, or you can simply activate the muscles in the thigh to press your knee away. Close the eyes, let the body go heavy, return to your intention for the day. Maybe do a few ankle rolls as you breathe and stretch into the outer hip. And then we'll transition to the other side. So release that leg, take the left foot on top of the right and hug it in. Clasp your hands behind the thigh of the right leg. Draw that left knee away from the torso as you hug your right knee in towards your torso. And tuck the chin towards the chest. You'll notice a lengthening in the neck. A couple ankle rolls on this side. Bring your attention into that space, into your feet. And then release, take the legs down. One hand to the belly, one hand to your heart. Close the eyes. Simply bring attention to your breath, and that's all that's required. And notice how it feels to breathe as if you're just watching your body breathe, because it'll breathe whether you are aware of it or not. That's the very cool and kind of creepy thing about our body, is that it just functions all the time without us even having to turn anything on. It's quite remarkable, and yet we're just so used to it that I think we forget how amazing our bodies are. And you can just send a little love to your body. You can even simply say, I love you, body, and thank you. Bring your hands together and up to your third eye. The presence in me recognizes the same shared presence in you, or the light in me recognizes the light in you, and that's namaste. Have a great day.